I'd like to call the meeting of the Huntington Township Board of Supervisors to order and ask if you'll join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. If you'll join me in a moment of silence, please. At this time, we'll have public comment on agenda items. Seeing none. Approve the minutes of the April 9th meeting. They have been circulated. Is there any comments?
I have none.
I have none.
I make a motion we accept the meeting minutes as written. Is there a second?
I will second it.
Been moved and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Bill list was circulated. I have a motion to accept the bill list.
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second?
I will second it.
The motion made and second to approve the bill list. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. The financial report. I make a motion we accept the financial report as printed. Is there a second?
I will second it.
Then moving to second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Anything miscellaneous? None? Okay. Roadmaster's report. The roadmaster is not available tonight for the meeting, so he left a note. They crack sealed the roads, filled in White Church behind the guardrails, pulled the guardrail cables and posts and leveled it off, got trucks inspected, started mowing roadsides, and helped with the new flowers and things in front of the building. So it became a state rule that the solid posts and guardrails are not acceptable anymore, so that's why that was taken care of. Supervisor's report.
I have nothing.
I have nothing.
I have a letter, anonymous letter here from somebody at the Peach Glen Idaville Road who said there was boulders placed along the road at Starner Station, and they would like the township road crew to inspect the location and see what can be done to take care of it. So I will present this to the road crew. Zoning officers report.
5 building permits were issued in April, one for a single-family home, one for an addition, one for rooftop solar, one for a deck, and one for JVI for fuel dispensing equipment. In addition, a zoning permit was issued to SQMA for their go-kart sports track. There's information in your packets there for the building permits and MDIA's inspections that have occurred and open permits. I spoke with the owner of the old bowling alley at 6455 Old Harrisburg Road with James Zerfing, the building inspector. He's been working on the improvements to the facility for 9 months without a permit. I issued a stop work order, and James and I gave him guidance to help bring this project into compliance. There are currently 2 plans under review in the township, one for Townsend, board actions required by June 30th, and one for Ronald Miller, that's on the agenda tonight. Board action is required by June 21st. Any questions?
No old business, we'll go to new business, and we have a bid here for tar and chip.
You might want to do the other end, because it's not taped.
Yeah, I think you're right. This bid is from Midland Asphalt Materials. For single bituminous seal coat at $108,295. Since this is the only bid, I will make a motion we approve this with the, after the solicitor reviews it and the roadmaster approves it. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. The yearly donations we do in the spring. The Historical Society, we are proposing $700. The York Springs Senior Center, $1,000. York Springs Power Company, $13,500. Vendersville, $6,000. Heidelberg, $2,500. And the contract with York Springs Power Company at $10,000. The contract with Community Life Team for our ambulance service is $10,000. And Sunnyside Cemetery, $1,000 of work provided if they need it. Do I hear a motion to accept these donations?
I'll make that motion.
Second?
I will second it.
Been moved in second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no.
Question? You indicated on one, you said they're donations, but you indicated that, I think it was York Springs contract, or was that?
That's correct.
Oh, so you put it under donations.
There's a donation and there's a contract. There's been a donation and a contract for years.
I know there has, but
So
I thought
that's what
these
I
were
said.
just donations that you were mentioning. So you're approving the contract, is that what you're doing?
That's correct. And these donations and contracts are $12,000 less than they were last year due to our budget constraints.
You need a final vote.
Pardon me?
You need a final vote.
Moving to second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries.
Thank you, Scott.
Thank you, Scott. Next is ADA recommendation request, and I'll turn that over to the
That's a
solicitor.
correction, it's an accommodation request.
All right, so the township received a letter from a resident asking for accommodation with regards to being able to hear at the meetings. They expressed in their letter that their preference would be for a microphone and speaker setup. With regards to the ADA, the process of trying to figure out an accommodation is supposed to be a process where you discuss the request, you try to give preference to the requester's proposed accommodation. So initially, when it came in, and I was thinking of how the township already has microphones and cameras, I thought it might be a good idea to reach out to the AV Solutions who installed those, hoping that maybe something could be tied in with those to put them to a speaker, or maybe just amplify the noise so it could be heard better. So I did that. Have you guys seen the quote?
Not yet, no.
All right, so here I got a couple for you to share. You want a copy?
You have none for the rest of the people here?
They can have a copy after they look at them. It's rather lengthy, so. So the first couple pages are describing their business, and then it gets into the various equipment they would use as far as microphones and the speakers and the way you would control it and various servers. I'm not going to pretend to know the details of everything that's involved. However, the estimate is about midway through. The total cost would be $36,000, $146.48 based on what he proposed. I did have a chance to talk to him about it a little bit. He said you can't use these microphones. It would have to be a separate system, and it would have to be done in a way so as not to create interference. Certain things would create interference with these microphones and separate microphones and speaker systems. So that is the initial quote that we got. So after getting that and seeing the cost, which was more than I anticipated it being, I was looking at various ways in which you can try to accommodate requests otherwise. So there's a Center for Hearing Access at the Shed Institute, and they provide a pretty useful and helpful website that lists various ways in which you can try to accommodate these type of requests. They list 4 systems that meet the ADA. One is a hearing loop, which a hearing loop is included in this, which is a PA system with additional hearing loops added. One is
Additional what?
hearing loops added. So it'd be PA system with speakers, I'm assuming in the ceiling, and then additional hearing loops that each individual user could put on their ear. This website also discusses FM RF system, which essentially takes input from a microphone. It appears to be like a little box that transmits like a radio signal out to the different hearing loops. From just brief research that I found, they seem to be much less expensive. There was one that was a 4-channel that came with the loops that you would hang on your ear. It didn't include the microphones though, but the box and the loops was like a couple $1,000s. They also have infrared systems, which are similar, and instead of radio signal, it uses infrared light. The infrared light essentially has to have line of sight to the person who's using it. It would be good for in this room. It says it doesn't extend outside the walls, which they say could be better for security. I don't think it's really a concern in this meeting room. And then the other one would be a direct wired loop system, which they said is very rare. Also, the ADA. Oh, here, I do have 2 more of these if anybody else would like a copy.
Sorry.
So with respect to the ADA, they have kind of 2 different standards. If you have a public address system, you have to provide hearing loops or other devices to help people hear. When you do not have a public address system, what they say is you have to provide for effective communication, which can be done through various things. Some of the things that they say are like sign language, which I don't think is an issue here, or something that we would need to have. But I think that the FM RF transmitter or the infrared system or some sort of hearing loop system without a PA system might be something that's more cost effective. And so since it's meant to be a process with the requester for the accommodation, do you have any input on what I've provided so far? Would you be agreeable for the township to look towards these alternative technologies short of just a simple PA system where it's microphones and speakers in the ceiling?
Well, since I'm not a professional, and I would assume that the township would have gone and requested professionals to be here to explain these different, I don't know what else, how can I explain it? I'm not an expert on this. And the town, like I had asked you in an email, I was surprised that this AV representative wouldn't be here tonight. So, I mean, I've heard of the loop system. I've investigated with a hearing impairment nonprofit, and they explained all these different things, but that's not up to me. This is the township that's responsibility. And a professional, not an attorney saying, well, I searched this, I searched that. What if you spend money and, okay, I'm not the only one that has a problem in here. You know, Mrs. Howard and Mrs. Boyer have the same issues. Because people do not speak up here. We have the engineer who mumbles and doesn't even move his lips. So are these systems going to help that? I don't know. These are something that a professional, we should be speaking with a professional and have a professional here.
Well, what I'm trying to ascertain from you today is if it's okay to explore other alternatives other than what your preferred request was. Because we're supposed to give deference to your preferred request, which was the speakers and microphones.
That's fine.
And what I'm saying is this is what we got from that, that there are other technologies, and I just want to confirm that you're okay with that we investigate it further, because
That's
there's no
fine.
sense investigating further if you're going to
And
decline.
until this happens, I would appreciate everyone up at that board table, including you, and these 2 people here at this table to speak up.
Understood.
Thank you.
So if it's okay with the board, I like I said, I initially contacted AV Solutions because they're the ones that did the work in here previously. And I will discuss with him and possibly alternative systems. And I don't know if he is willing to come to a meeting without some sort of compensation to do it. And we haven't entertained any proposal for services from him, so I can get that information to bring back at the next meeting. But I would definitely investigate everything in the interim.
Okay.
Plus, if we found that this was not going to help these other alternatives, and you have to go to the speaker and microphones for each individual person on the boards, etc., that's $36,000. Don't you have to get, what's the threshold until you have to get 3 bids or a bid process?
If you notice on the quote, they are co-stars certified. Therefore, you don't have to go through the bidding process because they're co-stars qualified.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I entertain a motion to table this till we get more research.
I'll make that motion.
And I'll second it.
Then moving to second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. The next item on the agenda is the Planning Commission asks the supervisors at a public meeting to ask them to start looking at an ordinance for data centers. So I will make that in the form of a motion.
I will second that.
Been moved in second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries.
I'd like to speak to that issue. I attend the planning commission meetings, and I'd like, maybe the attorney could help out with this, but when all three of you are at that meeting, that's a quorum of supervisors. And when you were asked by Tom Strife about this,
All three of us were not at the meeting, ma'am.
there were two, which is a quorum, but sometimes there are the three of you there. So you sit in the back and you communicate off the floor, not during public comment, because you're there in your official capacities.
You're communicating off the floor right now not under public comment, ma'am. So
But
if
I'm
it's good
talking
for the
about
goose,
this
it's good for the
particular
gander.
motion. I'm talking about this particular motion here. And I'd like, because it seems unethical that you could sit in the back of a planning commission meeting and make a decision with the two of you there, and then come in here a couple weeks later and say, oh, we're gonna make a motion to do what we were asked to do at that meeting. I mean, that seems,
We are answering a request from the planning commission. That is exactly what we did. That is what we're continue to do. Thank you. Next is review and approve the Miller subdivision.
This is a one-lot subdivision on Ground Oak Tree Road, Ground Oak Church Road. What they're proposing is to separate the existing home at the front of the property with the flag lot in the back. This has gone through the review process and all the comments have been addressed except for owner's notarized signature, which was taken care of now, and approval of the sewage planning module, which is here and ready for your signature. It's already been signed and approved by the Planning Commission. The Planning Commission has also conditionally approved the plan contingent upon the sewer planning and the signature as well. The surveyor, Ken Scott, is here. If you have any questions about the plan, I'm sure he'd be happy to answer them for you.
Any questions?
No, we've looked at several times and I have none at all.
Do I hear a motion to accept this subdivision?
I'll make that
Hold
motion. Oh,
First, we need to
Oh.
approve the sewer planning
Sewer
module.
module, yeah.
And then you can conditionally approve the plan based on final approval of the sewer planning module.
Okay. Do I hear a motion to accept the sewer management plan?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Been moved in second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. And to approve the subdivision plan conditionally,
I'll make that motion.
is there a second?
I'll second that.
Been moved in second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries.
Do you want to sign these now or at the end of the meeting?
End of the meeting. Next is JVI. Scott, that JVI's request to perform the site inspection to verify the completion of required improvements to determine necessary to complete the project, and they're asking to recommend that the amount of financial security be reduced to $255,948 for the remainder of the project.
Their bond is up for renewal next week. So Roger Drake at the company asked me to perform an inspection. That's what I did.
And this is the figure you came up with
Yes.
to remain?
Yeah, my inspection report is there, my letter is there,
This is what-
and the updated public improvement estimate is
This
there.
is what is not completed yet.
Correct.
And this is the remainder of, we should keep for one's bond.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay, I make a motion, we accept this recommendation of $255,984 for bonding of the remaining project. Is there a second?
I will second it.
Been moved to second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. And we had in the roadmaster's report that they helped with the flowers and mulch in front of the building. And I would also like to thank EB Mulch and Soils for the mulch donations and the Rich Wine family for some of the shrubs and plants. We had talked about the front of the building for many years, and they took it on themselves to beautify the property, so I thank everybody who has been involved. Subdivision and land development are none.
Well, they were talked about in my engineer's report. We had Townsend and the Millers, and you just conditionally approved the Millers.
Okay. Upcoming meetings, the Plan Commission will meet May 18th. That is a different date than normal for the holiday. Supervisors will meet Thursday, June the 11th. Narema will meet June the 10th at 6 at the new Butler Township building. Public comment. Yes.
Okay, this is, in December, I had entered a right-to-know request to review the Diller files. It is now May. There was a mix-up, and I had emails that were hidden for a while. But in March, I came in to review the file, and there's a flash drive. I was surprised. I come in, and there was no one here could tell me what was on it, and there was no computer made available to me to look at what was on there. So I wanted to make another appointment. I was just recently told, when I picked this Salzman bill up, by Julie Dinges, the open records officer, that I would have to wait until the audit was done because auditors had papers all over the place. I have to wait till June. This is way past, so I'd like to know from, I guess, the attorney, what provision allows that in the right to know, in the open records law? Where an audit is going on and no one can come into the office to review open records.
I don't know all about what your request is.
It
If
was
you
the
were
Diller file.
It
trying
was not for the
to,
Diller file. It was for the right to know binder.
No, it's the Diller file.
No, it was the right to know binder that you asked me about. And I said, no, the auditors were in here and they had things spread out.
I asked, it's recorded anyway, but, so why do I have to wait until June for that also, besides the Diller file?
there is
Could
a
you straighten
process.
that out?
I don't know all the details of what you're talking about. I can't give a legal opinion on something that I do not know all the facts about.
Okay, is there an open records provision indicating if something big is going on at a township or an agency, that all right-to-know requests are, have to wait until after that is done, after the event is done?
If you're wanting to come and make a physical inspection of the record, it has to be at a mutually agreeable time.
Right.
You can't just insist that you have to come in at a certain date and time.
And I did, I made the appointment, and we were here on March 1st. And she never got back to me. I finally asked in April 23rd, and I'm told, oh, well, you have to wait until the audit is done. Fine, I'll put another request in, for these same things, and if I don't get in here within that 5-day period or shortly thereafter, I'll appeal. I mean,
That's why that
it's-
statutory framework exists. If you think you are aggrieved, file an appeal. Don't come in here and complain to them. They are not the right to know officer. There is a procedure that if you do not think you're being treated fairly on the right to know law, file an appeal.
Well, it's too late now because my request was in December, and because of her being new, I was trying to be patient, etc. But when I'm told, but yet meetings can go on here. There's no papers from audits here. That could go on, but my request has to wait until June, or probably July. That she told me it was June was the deadline for the audit to be completed. Okay, so let's go on to the second thing. Last month I asked your associate, there was a meeting you had with the judge, and I understand that the two applicants for the vacancy for the auditor, you had a meeting with the judge. I'd like to know what was discussed at that meeting.
What meeting? When was it? Precisely. Was it in February probably?
No, it was shortly before the hearing.
You're saying it was with the applicants?
Well, in February 26th, you set up a meeting with the judge to discuss the appointment.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, the judge asked to see me on this matter. So I set up a time and I went over and talked to him at his request.
okay. So the two applicants were not at that
No,
meeting?
at that time, the primary purpose of the meeting was because we didn't have anybody in mind at that time. And the judge came over to ask me if there were anybody, and to see if we could possibly find somebody. And then from there, and I know you have a right to know request, and you'll see in the emails basically how the matter progressed.
That's fine.
Basically, it was something that I don't think Judge Campbell had handled yet, since he just became the president judge recently. So he initially asked me some questions, and then he eventually decided on the procedure where he's going to put out an order, have me put it in the newspaper, have it posted to the township requesting the applicants, and that's how it proceeded.
And I did ask because, I was there at the hearing, and beforehand I went in and got the letters of interest. And Susie Heilman filed hers March 18th, which was 5 days after the judge's deadline on his order. So who is responsible to let him know that she was late in that request on his order?
His secretary is actually the one that went down and docketed at the Prothonotari's office, because the letter was the one that she initially submitted, I think dated February 19th. So that letter that she submitted, then the judge's secretary took it down and docketed it on the 18th. I don't know why she didn't do it on the 13th. I think it was later in the day when she reached out to me about it. She asked to confirm that she was still interested.
So it is, the judge's secretary is responsible to file each of the letters of interest. Is that what you're saying?
This isn't an interrogation. I don't
No,
need to
I
answer
wanna
these
know the
questions. I'm
procedure.
trying to be helpful,
I know.
but don't try to trick me into saying something.
No, I'm
If
not trying to.
the ad said to send the inquiries directly to the judge. So therefore, if they were received in the judge's chambers, yes, she is going to take them down and record them.
That's what the order said. Okay. I'll wait for my right to know request response. That's it.
Any other public comment? Yes.
What's the policy for tree removal in the township right away? You guys know?
No, I do not.
The general rule is if it's in the right of way, the township can remove it. I don't remember.
Wait a minute, who can remove it?
Well, the township can, as a matter of right. The property owners could. But do you have a specific scenario?
Okay, well, I'll try and set it up a little bit for you here. Well, from working at the township, I think the code book says 6 inches or smaller, the township can cut without permission from be owned. So I'm assuming that anything bigger than that must have to get permission from the landowner. That's how I read the secondhand township code. But that's what I'm trying to find out.
I'm trying to remember, it's been probably 3 or 4 years since I had to deal with this.
What,
Because I remember, I actually had a client who was mad that the township was cutting down their trees, and basically the township was like, we're cutting them down and we'll place the wood there for you. So,
that's why I was asking, because the time gets, even from doing the job, it gets complicated. That's why I thought maybe someone would know where we stand here, because now I'm on the other side here. But anyhow, I got a very large tree. It's on Rolling Road, and the road crew in the last year or two has cut several of big trees back the road on Rolling. But they missed one of the worst ones. It's right beside my mailbox, and I got some pictures here.
Do you want it cut?
Yes.
Okay.
It's not on my property, it's on a neighbor's property, so I went to him to ask him about it, and he doesn't wanna be responsible for it. So I said I'd come in here.
Therein the problem lies, because if it isn't in the right of way.
It is in the right of way.
It is in the right
It
of way.
is in the right of way,
Okay.
which I knew to check that to start with. So it is
Well,
in the
yeah,
township. It's in the township right of way.
is it dead?
It is dead, and the limbs are falling right on our mailbox, endangering anybody that goes to the mailbox, including the mail lady. I think one of the issues would be, though, is there's an electric line on the other side of the road, so it's not on that side of the road. So it's not interfering with it, but you can't, it could be a danger of cutting it down and throwing it.
Well,
So,
it'd have to be done by a professional then.
okay, so now, you know, I mean, it's in the right of way, so I'm coming to the township, to let the township know that there's a safety issue with the tree, and I'm gonna hand it to you guys then to either figure it out whether you're gonna remove it or the landowner's gonna remove it. And I brought pictures so that you can see the hazard. Matter of fact, my wife is every day trying to stay in the car, because it is very unsafe. And it's actually putting limbs on the road all the
Yeah.
time, and everybody's gotta move the limbs, and it's like this big around.
Would you be satisfied with an appointment with the roadmaster?
That'd be fine.
That's
Well,
what
now,
we'll do then.
We'll have to contact the landowner of the tree as
Actually, matter
well.
of fact, he told me that he did actually talk to
Chuck,
the
or,
road master about it.
and what was the response? I mean,
He
Is
didn't,
he-
he didn't really have an answer for me. He said, you can cut it down, but wait a minute, it's not my tree, not my
well,
responsibility.
yeah.
Either yours or the township, so don't put
Well,
that
no,
on me.
you don't wanna be in the middle of that one,
No,
no.
so that's why I'm coming here.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
We will tell the
We'll figure out-
roadmaster.
It's definitely a safety concern for
Well, now-
everybody.
The owner does not want it taken down, is that correct?
The owner's fine, take it down, man. He's.
Oh, is that
take it
right?
down.
He just don't.
He's okay?
He don't
But
wanna
I
be
don't
involved.
I don't wanna do it.
He don't
No,
want.
no.
He doesn't wanna be involved in the cost of taking it down.
Well,
Exactly.
okay,
Okay.
okay.
And
So it can come down,
he's okay
okay.
with taking
We
it
just
down,
gotta
yeah.
figure out
But you
who,
should still.
by
take it.
who and how much, and by whom, okay.
Yeah, so I mean, someone's gonna have to go up with a.
Yeah,
You know.
yep.
Get permission from.
But I brought
Yeah.
plain pictures you can see and how.
And how close is the electric line? Might have to contact the electric company.
Nah, it's
No?
on the other side of the road.
Oh, okay.
It's just if it would happen, it's kinda leaning this way towards
Okay.
electric line, so if you're gonna have to go on top of that.
Somebody's gonna have to take it,
You'd be fine doing that, that's not a problem, there's no
Professional.
wires in the way.
okay,
It's just you don't want it coming back towards
No,
my
no.
property, cause that's where
yeah.
the wires are. So I'll leave these here and.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
We'll get started, find out what the deal is and,
I appreciate that.
And I just checked quickly, the 6 inches, you just have to provide them notice. The township can still cut it down, they just have to provide them notice that they're gonna cut it down.
Okay.
So the township definitely has the ability to cut it down if it's in the roadway.
Okay, and it is, like I said, you can have your roadmaster check it, it's definitely in the right of way,
Okay.
it's definitely an issue, and like I said, the property owner is not, he don't,
Okay.
I mean, he might want the wood, but
no.
he's fine with, it's gonna come down anyhow.
Yeah, sooner or later it'll come down.
Sure, it's coming down now, I mean,
Yeah,
that's the
well, that's
problem.
what I mean, sooner or later the whole thing will come down.
Any other public comment? If not, I make a motion we adjourn. Is there a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries.
Thanks.
Okay.
Yeah, doesn't matter, I mean,
Paul, where did the giant hammer come from? That wasn't there.
Where's what?
The giant hammer, where'd that come from?
yeah.
Is the weight thing